Have you ever been blamed for something just because you were born? My father always said I stole his life. When I was born, my mother died during childbirth, and he never forgave me for it. He would look at me with such hatred that sometimes I'd check my reflection to see what monster stared back. I grew up in a house of ghosts. My mother's photographs watching me from every wall. Her clothes still hanging in the closet untouched. Her perfume bottle refilled every year on her birthday when I was 6. I found Dad crying while holding my baby pictures. He noticed me standing in the doorway, and his face hardened. "You have her eyes," he said, "but none of her goodness." I learned to make myself invisible around him, cooking my own meals, cleaning my own clothes, asking for nothing. Birthdays were the worst. He would take me to the cemetery and make me apologize to her grave for taking her away. Sometimes he'd leave me there for hours until a groundskeeper found me, shivering in the growing darkness. School became my refuge. I stayed late for every club, joined every team, volunteered for anything that kept me away from home. My teachers thought I was ambitious, but I was just avoiding the silence that followed me around our house like another ghost. When I turned 14, I found a journal hidden in my mother's nightstand. Her handwriting filled every page. The last entry, dated the day before I was born, talked about how excited she was to meet me, how she'd already picked out my name, how she couldn't wait to hold me in her arms. "The doctors say there might be complications," she wrote, "but even if the worst happens, I want my child to know they were worth everything." I cried until I couldn't breathe that night, clutching her words to my chest the next morning. I showed the journal to my father. He read it silently, then threw it across the room. "She didn't know she was going to die," he shouted. "She didn't know you would kill her." I started staying with my best friend Ellie. More and more, her parents noticed the way I flinched when adults raised their voices, how I apologized for taking up space. They started asking questions I couldn't answer on my 16th birthday. Instead of taking me to the cemetery, my father handed me a small box. Inside was my mother's wedding ring and a note. "It should have been your graduation gift," he said, "but I can't stand to look at you anymore." That night, Ellie's parents helped me pack my things, and I moved in with them. They filed for emergency guardianship when the social workers interviewed my father. "He didn't even fight it. She looks too much like her mother," he told them. "I'm doing her a favor." My new family helped me apply to colleges. I got accepted to my mother's alma mater with a full scholarship. When I called to tell my father, he hung up without speaking during my sophomore year. I got a call from the hospital. My father had been in an accident. They needed next of kin. I sat beside his hospital bed for 3 days while he drifted in and out of consciousness. On the 3rd day, he opened his eyes and really saw me. "You came," he whispered. "I've always come back," I said. I found more of Mom's journals. I told him she had a condition. The doctors warned her pregnancy could kill her. She chose to have me anyway. She knew the risks. He closed his eyes, tears streaming down his face. "All these years I blamed you," he said, his voice breaking. "But she chose you. She wanted you more than her own life." I held his hand as he cried, 20 years of grief pouring out of him. When he was released from the hospital, I helped him pack up our old house. We opened boxes that had been sealed since my birth, looked at photos he'd hidden away. He showed me videos of my mother laughing, dancing, singing to her pregnant belly. I have her smile, her laugh, her stubbornness. I don't forgive him, not completely. Some wounds are too deep to ever fully heal, but we're learning to exist in the same space without the ghost between us. He's coming to my graduation next month, the first time he'll see me accept an award without resentment clouding his vision. Sometimes being born is the only crime you need to commit to be found guilty, but I'm learning that surviving can be its own kind of vindication.